government buildings. It's as if someone wants to erase. These jokers started showing up. I was like, no, you were here first. You can have it.
Orlando Bloom just got caught in a moment so unexpected it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Fresh off his split from longtime partner Katy Perry, the actor didn't retreat quietly into heartbreak. No, he showed up in Venice for Jeff Bezos' $20 million wedding weekend looking carefree, charming, and very close to a mystery brunette. But this wasn't just a random beauty in the background. Cameras caught them alone in the back of a water taxi, huddled close in the pouring rain, smiling like they didn't have a care in the world. And here's where it gets wild. That woman? She's not just anyone. She's Jamie Mizrahi, celebrity stylist to the stars. The same woman who's been behind Katy Perry's red carpet looks for years. A longtime friend, a trusted insider, and yes, someone closely connected to Meghan Markle and her exclusive Montecito circle. In the world of Hollywood breakups and quiet betrayals, this one is loud. But the story doesn't stop there. Hours later, Orlando was spotted again, this time sharing a boat ride with Dasha Zhukova, the glamorous ex-wife of Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich. Also a friend of Katy's, also part of the elite crowd orbiting Bloom. And somewhere in between all that, Orlando was photographed leaning in close to Kim Kardashian, the same woman he was once accused of checking out while still with Katy. It's almost like he's sending a message, but to who? Is this the start of a new chapter? A rebound parade? Or something deeper? Because while the world watches him charm his way through Bezos' pre-wedding chaos, one thing is crystal clear. Orlando Bloom isn't hiding. He's playing the game. And whether it's revenge, rebound, or just rich people drama, Katy Perry's name is written all over it. For years, Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry looked like one of the few Hollywood couples who might actually make it. They first got together in 2016, split briefly, and then reunited stronger than ever. By 2019, Bloom had proposed with a stunning flower-shaped engagement ring, and in 2020, they welcomed their daughter, Daisy Dove. On the outside, it was the picture of a fairy tale romance, but behind the scenes, cracks had been forming. Sources say the tension started months ago. Katy's latest album, 143, struggled to make waves, and critics were quick to mock her, especially after her hyped Blue Origin space trip. Meanwhile, she was juggling motherhood, press tours, and a demanding global tour schedule. The pressure was building, and neither star was speaking publicly about it. Fans started noticing something was off. No more joint appearances, no photos, and perhaps most telling, Katy was repeatedly seen without her engagement ring. The whispers turned to headlines just before Jeff Bezos' wedding weekend. Multiple outlets confirmed what fans had feared. Orlando and Katy had quietly split. There was no statement, no dramatic Instagram post, no interviews, just a clean, silent break. But the timing raised eyebrows. Because as soon as the news broke, Orlando Bloom was in Venice, surrounded by cameras, celebrities, and two women with deep ties to his ex. And while Katy stayed silent from halfway across the world, Orlando seemed ready to flip the narrative entirely. At first, headlines simply referred to her as a mystery woman. She was seen, ducking into a water taxi beside Orlando Bloom, laughing and leaning in close as the rain poured down after Bezos' thunderstorm-soaked pre-wedding party. But it didn't take long for the internet to identify her. And once they did, everything changed. Her name is Jamie Mizrahi. If that doesn't ring a bell, it should. Jamie isn't just a stylist, she's the stylist. Known in the industry as Sweet Jamie, she's the woman behind Adele's breathtaking tour wardrobe, Britney Spears' most polished public appearances, and Jennifer Lawrence's iconic looks. She's styled A-listers for years, and her client list reads like a Hollywood guest list. But the real twist? She's been Katy Perry's personal stylist for nearly a decade. And it gets even more tangled. Jamie is also part of the exclusive Montecito Circle, home to Meghan Markle, Oprah Winfrey, and yes, Katy and Orlando themselves. She's close friends with Meghan, neighbors with half of Hollywood's elite, and connected to both sides of this breakup. A mother of two, married, and by all accounts a beloved insider. But now, she's the face of a moment that's got fans questioning loyalties and boundaries. Was this just an innocent hug between longtime friends? Or did Orlando know exactly what he was doing, appearing cozy with a woman who knows both him and his ex inside and out? Whatever the truth is, it's complicated. And this was only the beginning of a weekend filled with even more unexpected encounters. Venice is known for romance, but no one expected this. As the rain poured over Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's lavish pre-wedding celebration, guests ran for cover. The ancient cloisters echoed with laughter, lightning flashed across the sky, and soaked A-listers scrambled for water taxis. But in the middle of all that chaos, one moment stood still. Orlando Bloom, newly single, soaking wet, and smiling like a man without a care, stepped into a boat. Beside him, Jamie Mizrahi, the same woman who'd once helped Katy Perry pick out gowns for red carpets, award shows, and world tours. And now, she was tucked beside her ex's former fiancé, sharing an intimate moment just feet from flashing cameras. The images say everything. Their heads leaned close, shoulders brushing, comfort in the storm. To outsiders, it might have looked like friends sharing shelter from the rain. But to anyone who knows the Hollywood machine, it looked like something else entirely. Timing matters. Optics matter. And Bloom, an industry veteran who's navigated fame for 2 decades, knows that better than anyone. He wasn't hiding. He was calm, collected, and smiling. And as their boat pulled away into the rainy canals of Venice, a new narrative was already forming. Not just about who Orlando was with, but who he wasn't. Katy Perry was 10,000 miles away performing on tour in Australia, silent, ringless. And now watching headlines explode with photos of her trusted stylist laughing beside her ex. But that wasn't the only woman Bloom got cozy with that night. Just when things couldn't get any more layered, Orlando Bloom casually added one more name to the mix, and it wasn't subtle. Cameras caught him leaning in for a kiss with none other than Kim Kardashian. That's right. At the same event where he was seen with not one, but 2 women tied to his past life with Katy Perry, he suddenly popped up in photos sharing a moment with Kim. Now, was it romantic? No. Was it calculated? Maybe. Sources claim it was just a friendly peck on the cheek, exchanged during a quick catch-up before the night's chaos began. But context is everything, and this wasn't just any kiss, because it was barely a year ago that Orlando was caught openly checking Kim out at a high-profile event while standing next to Katy. That moment went viral. People laughed, memes were made, but the tension behind it? Real. And now here he was, newly single, caught in the middle of multiple rumors, smiling beside the woman many still linked to that awkward, unspoken moment in his relationship with Katy. To some, it looked like harmless fun, but to others, it looked like a pattern. And Kim? She played it cool. A soft smile, a quick word. Then back to her sister Chloe and the crowd of stars swirling around Bezos's chaotic pre-wedding celebration. Was it just a coincidence? Maybe. But when you add up the water taxi with Jamie, the boat ride with Dasha, and now the moment with Kim, it doesn't feel like one. It feels like a message, and the person who's noticeably absent from every frame is Katy Perry. But while Orlando floated through Venice like a man freshly untethered, Katy was across the world, quiet, alone, and missing from the guest list. While Orlando was lighting up Venice, Katy Perry was thousands of miles away, silent, but not invisible. She's currently on tour in Australia, performing for crowds, smiling on stage. But the sparkle that once defined her public appearances? It's noticeably dimmed. Fans have picked up on it. And more than that, they've picked up on what's missing: her engagement ring. She's been photographed several times over the past few weeks without it, sparking the early rumors that something was off. Now, in hindsight, it was the calm before the storm. And amid all the wedding buzz in Venice, one message stood out: "We miss you, Katy." That was bride-to-be Lauren Sanchez's public shout-out to the pop star on social media, a sweet gesture, or a not-so-subtle nod to the fact that Katy was not there. It was the kind of message that said everything and nothing at the same time, as if to say, "We noticed." But Katy didn't respond. No statements, no interviews, no cryptic Instagram captions, just silence. And that silence is loud. People close to the situation say she's trying to focus on her tour and daughter Daisy, that she's keeping things private, that she's coping. But with headlines of Orlando smiling beside Hollywood's most talked about women, and with the whole world watching, it's impossible not to wonder what she's really feeling behind closed doors. Was she blindsided? Was the breakup mutual? Or is she now watching the man she once called her soulmate parade through headlines during the wedding of the year without her? Whatever the truth is, she's not saying, but her absence speaks volumes. So what is this? A man healing from heartbreak, or rewriting the narrative before anyone else can? Because from the outside, it doesn't look like Orlando Bloom is mourning anything. He's surrounded by beauty, power, and cameras, sharing boats with ex-wives of billionaires, getting close to his ex's stylist, laughing in the rain beside Kim Kardashian, all while Katy Perry remains halfway across the world, quiet, private, and missing from every scene. Some say it's a rebound tour. Others think it's calculated, a show of strength, a subtle PR power move from a man who knows how this business works. After all, Orlando's been famous long enough to understand how optics can shape a story, and this weekend, he wrote his own headline. But it also raises a deeper question. What really broke them apart? Was it distance, career tension, or had things been unraveling for longer than we realized? Because when someone goes from a silent breakup to a public entanglement with two women closely tied to his ex on the same night, it doesn't feel random. It feels like someone who's not just moving on, but making sure the world sees it. And maybe that's the most telling part of all. Orlando Bloom isn't hiding, he's walking straight into the storm. And for better or worse, he's making sure that when people talk about this breakup, they're talking about him.